Hey, how are you? How you doing? Hope you're improving, doing better. You'll get there in this crazy benzodiazepine withdrawal, Xanax, Valium, Klonopin, Ativan, and other ones. I don't want to know the other ones, but if it's a benzodiazepine, run from it. That's all I'm going to tell you. Run from it. If you're on it, you have to do a slow withdrawal, coming off of it very slow. I think years after what I've seen with people and myself. Like I mentioned, I did a cold turkey off of 6 milligrams of Valium. I almost died. Had brutal withdrawal symptoms, brain on fire, sense of floating in the air, the ground moving, extreme depression, derealization, depersonalization, things looking very, very bizarre, very strange, electricity in the head, numbness in the head. I had a lot of brain symptoms, that was my thing. Other people get it in their body more. Some people get nothing. Most people don't get a huge withdrawal, thank God. But too many do, as I always say. Today I just want to talk about when the pressure gets too much on you and you want to harm yourself. Just to take the pressure off. By harming yourself, you want to live, obviously, but what I used to do sometimes the pressure would build up, I would just literally just put my nail into my wrist and just kind of like cut it a little bit, as crazy as that sounds. And I would do that. I would do that a good amount because the stress would build up. You know what I mean? Just in your wrist, just like I would scratch myself. Sometimes hard. But one thing for sure, it's not going to kill you. That's for darn sure. Because sometimes the pressure just builds up so much that you can't take it sometimes, just the stress of it all. But again, we all want to live. Our instincts are to live, okay? And like I keep saying, God forbid, if you want to, really harm yourself, you have to go to a psychiatric ward. I don't care if it's 50 times, you have to go to a psychiatric ward. Nothing happens there. Most people just want to get out. The time I was in there a couple of times, actually, most people just want to get out. The so-called scary people are segregated away by themselves in a room. And, because, my symptoms are so bizarre. And I remember seeing people like heroin addicts and all that sleeping very, very well. I'm not saying to do heroin. It obviously kills a lot of people, that's for sure. But I remember just being jealous, people coming off Oxy or whatever, and they were sleeping, and I was always moving around. 2 hours sleep, I always had to move, I remember standing on line for food, and it always felt like one really weird withdrawal symptom was I felt like I was just going to drop, like 1,000 pounds were on my shoulders, and I literally just felt it was going to collapse on the floor, and that lasted a long time. That lasted like 6 months, something like that, and it was really, really hard. But if you're going to harm yourself, again, it's a tension thing. You just want to release tension. I used to do it all the time. Just take your finger and just scratch my wrist area, forearm area, into the skin. And again, you're definitely not going to die of that, that's for sure. And over time, the urge to do that gets less. It just gets less, like all the symptoms do, And it's just something that people don't talk about, like just little things like that. Just know that you're going to get better. It's true. There is a tension buildup. There's no question about it. When things are getting crazy, you feel the stress of life coming down on you. Maybe you lost your job from it or stressed out. You're tired of the symptoms, which I certainly was. But I just said do that little thing to get rid of tension. And it does. It does. You can do it multiple times. Nothing's going to happen to you. It's just maybe a little mark the most you're going to get. But it breaks tension, and it's very, very important in this lunatic benzo insanity to do that. I keep saying, I'll say it again, if you are looking to really harm yourself, you have to go to a psychiatric ward, psychiatric hospital. They will protect you in there. It's just, again, what I call the scarier people are segregated away. Overwhelming amount of people just want to get better, whether going through like deep depression or stuff like that, or they're not they're not going to harm you. It's just not reality. They're not. You know, and it's a getaway place for a while. You know, doctors, they don't know what to do with benzo, which are also going to try giving you an antidepressant and all that, because they don't know what to do, so they lump everything into depression. Usually the antidepressants won't do anything. They may. Maybe you'll get lucky and they will. You never know. Each person's different. My experience definitely was it didn't. It was because how are you going to stop a brain on fire, or, you know, the ground moving, or, you know, sense of floating, or, you know, just all those really weird symptoms. You're not. It's not. So you will get there. You know, take care of yourself. I always say, you know, eat brain foods. Watch my videos on that. Exercise. Watch. You know, just go to a gym when you can. Slowly but surely. A lot of water, stuff like that. You'll get there. And this is the process, you know. But final thing, if you're gonna, like I said, sense of tension, frustration, all that, just take your nail, your fingernail, even like the skin even of your finger, just plop it into your wrist or forearm. It's no big deal. It actually breaks the tension. It really does. You'll get there. God bless you. Amen.